All right, let's take you to Quebec now. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is speaking to reporters this morning there. Let's listen.
Canada was founded here in Quebec, and the Conservative Party is the founding party of Canada. So there is an association between the Conservative Party and Quebec because Quebec created Canada and the Conservative Party truly created Canada. That is why we're so happy to be here to talk about things that make sense for everyday people. We're going to bring lower prices by eliminating the carbon tax, by encouraging municipalities to allow more construction of affordable housing. We will reduce taxes so that work once again pays. And we will go after crime by keeping violent repeat offenders in prison. What are the priorities of the other leaders? Justin Trudeau will raise taxes on Canadians. His inflationary deficits have forced the Bank of Canada to increase interest rates, and this faster than in any other time in our monetary history. Now he wants to add more inflation with his inflationary deficit. And the Bloc? Well, they are focusing on sovereignty in Spain, not in Canada, not in Quebec. Mr. Blanchet voted for an increase on taxes on fuel and groceries, 17 cents per liter, and a sales tax that will be applying, and that will be 20 cents a liter. Therefore, the Bloc wants to take money away from Quebecers and give it to Justin Trudeau and the government in Ottawa. Only the Conservative Party will leave more money in the pockets of those Quebecers who are working so that they can pay their bills and make their dreams come true here in Quebec. It's only the Conservative Party that will defend taxpayers, small businesses, and workers in Quebec. And that's what we're going to see during our conference, and that is common sense in the next few days.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. It's wonderful to be in Quebec's national capital in this beautiful setting on this beautiful day. This is really one of Canada's, if not the founding city of the country. 4 centuries of history are all around us. Of course, as the leader of Canada's oldest and biggest political party, as the leader of the party that founded Canada, it is great to be here in this founding Canadian city. And of course, we'll be attending the Common Sense Convention in Quebec, where we will talk about axing the carbon tax, lowering income tax so that hard work pays off, removing bureaucracy and taxes so that builders can put affordable roofs over the heads of our young people, and people can afford to pay the rent again. Boy, is it ever necessary, because after 8 years of Justin Trudeau, life costs more, work doesn't pay, housing costs have doubled. We see crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder in our streets. Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau have a solution. They want a 61 cent a litre carbon tax that will make life even more expensive. They put $60 billion of new inflationary deficits that drive up interest rates and taxes. They've created tent cities in major towns and centers across every municipality. 1 in 5 Canadians now skipping meals. 1.5 million going to food banks because the Trudeau tax has driven up grocery bills so high. We see homelessness on the rise, hopelessness everywhere. Middle-class people who've always had homes and jobs now living in parking lots in places like Penticton and Kelowna, and even in all across Ontario and in every region of the country, really. In fact, everything's broken after 8 years of Trudeau. But the good news is life was not like this before Justin Trudeau. And it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to replace this costly coalition with a common sense conservative government that stands squarely with the hardworking people, their paychecks, their homes, their communities, and their futures. Merci beaucoup et j'invite vos questions.
Thank you, and I'm open to questions.
Oui, bonjour, Monsieur Poilievre, Laurence Martin de Radio-Canada. Est-ce que vous pensez que les personnes mineures au Canada devraient pouvoir avoir accès à des chirurgies pour changer?
Do you think that minors in Canada should have access to gender change surgeries? Well, we look at the common sense of our members who have several resolutions, and those people will be allowed to vote without any interference from their leader. And then I will take the resolutions adopted and respond with policies that are in the best interest of Canadians. I will allow the members to vote.
Bonjour, c'est André Martin de TVA. Ma question concerne le congrès. Vous avez réservé
My question is about the convention.
à la prière au congrès. D'abord une salle multiconfessionnelle, également une salle pour la prière juive.
You have several rooms for prayer, for example. What is the motive for these decisions?
Non, c'est pas vrai. Moi, j'ai rien réservé. Alors, si les
That's
gens
not
veulent
true.
faire ça, c'est leur choix. C'est
I
la
haven't
liberté
reserved
du choix.
anything. If people want to do that, that is their
Les
choice.
individus.
That's the choice of the individuals.
C'est
But
les
it's
gens
at the
qui
convention
veulent
for
le
the
faire,
Conservative
ils
Party.
peuvent le faire. C'est
But
leur choix.
If people want to do so, they can.
Les gens,
That's
si
their
les gens
choice.
veulent faire ça,
If
ils
people
ont la
want to do
liberté de
that,
le
they
faire.
have the freedom to do so. But do you think that's right
J'ai
at
pas
a
besoin de ça, non,
convention?
moi-même, mais si les autres veulent
I
le
don't
faire,
need
c'est leur
that,
choix.
but
Ils
if
ont la
other
liberté
people want to
de
do that, they
choisir.
have the freedom to choose.
Bonjour, M. Poilievre, Mathieu Boivin, Nouveau Info. S'ouvre cette semaine un procès pour les organisateurs du convoi de la liberté à Ottawa. Trouvez-vous qu'on leur fait un procès juste?
When it comes to
On verra, il n'y a
the
pas eu un
Freedom
procès.
Convoy's
Alors, je
trial,
peux pas commenter, je peux pas
what do you
commenter un
think? Should there be a
procès qui n'a
trial?
pas eu lieu.
I'm not going to comment on a trial that has not taken place.
De juger ce que ces gens-là ont fait.
Je comprends pas la question. Est-ce
I don't
que
understand
le
the
procès
question.
qui n'est pas arrivé déjà est juste?
The trial has not happened yet, so I can't comment on that. What do you have to say to Quebecers
Région de Québec, mais
in,
merci de
out in the
l'accueil.
regions? Well,
C'est
to the
la plus belle
regions in
ville,
Quebec,
l'une des plus belles villes au monde,
Quebec
en fait.
City, thank you for the welcome. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Only the Conservative Party represents your interests. The Bloc and the Liberals are waging a war on cars. The Bloc and Liberals want to raise your taxes on groceries and fuel.
Le Bloc et Justin Trudeau veulent
The
des
Bloc and
déficits
Justin Trudeau
d'impôts
want
inflationnistes qui rendent la vie
deficits and inflationary taxes that are making life impossible for many. Only the Conservative Party will reduce the cost of living by balancing the budget and reducing inflation and interest rates. That's what makes sense, and that's what makes sense for
Oui,
Quebecers.
aussi, j'ajouterais qu'on est pour les
Yes, I
gens
would
qui
also
vivent
say
dans la
that
ville
we
de
are
Québec,
for
qui
people
veulent
living
travailler
in
fort,
Quebec City
gagner
who
une
want
vie
to work
le plus
hard,
abordable
make a
et
good
oui, en
living
utilisant
with affordable prices,
auto.
and
C'est pas
yes,
juste
use their cars.
le transport contrôlé par,
It's just not
le
only
transport en commun,
controlled
c'est le transport,
transit.
d'auto.
We also have to look
Nous sommes le
at
seul
car
parti qui
transportation.
respecte
We are
les
the only
automobilistes.
party that respects car drivers. With my question, if you could respond in French and English. The 2025 immigration objectives, it's clear that we lack the infrastructure to take in such high numbers. How would your government address the housing crisis and ensuring that the needs of the population are being met before taking in
Mais il faut
immigrants?
bâtir davantage de maisons, et
Well,
c'est sûr,
first we
on
have
bâtit
to build
moins
more
de
housing
maisons
for sure.
cette année qu'en
We built
1972.
fewer homes
C'est
this
ridicule.
year than in 1972. And that's ridiculous. With all of the red tape at all levels of government, it's almost impossible to get a construction permit and build. So we are building fewer homes, but the population it's double what it was 50 years ago. We need to encourage municipalities to remove the red tape in order to build more homes. My common sense policy will obligate municipalities to accelerate the construction of homes by 15%. Otherwise, they will lose part of their infrastructure funding. But those municipalities that go beyond that 15% will receive a construction bonus. So I will obligate major cities to have apartment buildings around all train or bus stations that is financed by the federal government. And I will deliver money from the federal government to build more housing. We need to build homes, and that's what we will do in order to bring prices down. You talked about the war on cars and public transit. Federal government is committed to paying 40%. And will your federal government continue to pay that 40%?
Non et oui. Non, le fédéral devrait pas payer les dépassements de coûts.
No, the federal government should not be paying for cost overruns. We need to stop wasting money. And I'm sending the signal to all municipalities. I would not be paying for cost overruns. When I am Prime Minister, we will deliver projects that have a budget. That's how it works for single-parent families, and that's how it works for small businesses everywhere. They have a budget, and they work within their budget. Politicians and other governments have to do so as well. It's not my money. That money is the taxpayers' money, and I will not continue to throw billions of dollars around for mismanaged projects by incompetent politicians. So you mean the initial budget? I will pay nothing toward cost overruns.
You've talked about defunding CPC, but you've also made an exception for RGI. You said at one point, EC at another point. Resolution A411032 says defund CBC and Radio Canada. What do you say? The members of our party have great common sense, and I'll respect their comments. I think there's something like 55 different resolutions. I'm not going to sit here and offer opinions on all 55 of them before they pass, because that would be an unnecessary waste of time. I'd rather let the members review the motions and propose what policy they want me to consider. And when they do, I'll consider it. Would you be bound?
No, leaders are not, of course, leaders are never bound by convention resolutions, but we do take them into consideration. Yeah. So,
qu'est-ce que vous vouliez dire par là? Je voudrais juste avoir une idée un petit peu plus large de d'où ça part, puis votre pensée un petit peu là-dessus.
What did you mean with your comment about parents having the last word? Yes, I respect parents and their right to do what they want with their children. That's what I believe.
Okay. Merci beaucoup tout le monde.